Hello everyone. This is the video lesson that goes along with the notes for dividing a fraction by a whole number. So what do we mean by that? Let's take a look. So my nephew Joey has a half of a candy bar and he wants to share it equally with two friends. So I gave you this diagram. He's only sharing half of the candy bar. This part was already eaten, so the problem's asking you what fraction of the original candy bar is each person getting. So notice that this half has been divided into three parts, divided by 3. Are they getting a third of a candy bar? No, they're getting 1/3 of 1/2, so they're actually getting 1/6 of the original candy bar. Let's look at that in an equation. So they are getting 1/6 of the candy bar, of the original candy bar. Each person is getting 1/6 of the original. You have to remember that. It's not there anymore, but they really didn't get a whole third. They got a third of a half. And that's what that equation is telling you. Now let's look at something else. How can we use a diagram and an equation? So I made cornbread. There's a third of a tray of cornbread left. Diana, my daughter, and her boyfriend Vinny will share it equally. What fraction of the original tray? So look at this. This yellow is the cornbread. The other sections have been eaten yet already. So the red line shows that I'm dividing the remaining cornbread by 2 because Vinny and Diana are sharing it equally. But you can imagine that's not really a half of a tray. It's a half of a third, which is 1/6, again, of the original tray. So look at that. I wrote an equation. Okay, so notice I used the reciprocal here. Okay, and both of those problems are using the reciprocal. Okay, so again, it's 1/6. Again, so 1/3 divided by 2 is also 1/6 of the original tray. So we're writing those both. To solve them, we're using a multiplication problem. So let me show you that. So for the first one, it should, let's erase what's there. So let's erase. So I like my red. So really it's 1/2 of the candy bar times 1/3. We're making the reciprocal of 3/1 is 1/3, and we get 1/6. Again, when Diana and Vinny shared 1/3 of the cornbread, it was 1/2 of 1/3. So again, it was really only 1/6 of the original tray. So I hope that helps. Let's just go back to the original problem. So again, notice that it is 1/2 of a candy bar. 1/3 of 1/2 is really 1/6 of the original. And here we had 1/3 of the tray, and we're going to divide it in 2. So it's 1/2 of 1/3. Okay, so they didn't get 1/2 of the whole cornbread, they got 1/2 of 1/3, which is also 1/6 of the original tray. And remember, you are using the reciprocal of the divisor. So it's the dividend stays the